To my duties about Channel 15. These games are being telecast, taped for telecast at a later date on Channel 15. I failed to mention that the other night. Matter of fact, 2 nights, Tuesday and Wednesday. But this game tonight between Rutland and Mount Anthony will be on Channel 15 in the very near future. And our cameraman is Brian Mayhew. I want to make mention of the fact that the Rutland High JVs wrapped up with another victory tonight, and generally we do mention the JV scores when we come on for our varsity games. And the JVs, as a matter of fact, we try to mention them a couple of times. The JVs have won again. Rutland 87, Mount Anthony 56, and the Rutland JVs wrap up at 18-2 on the year. And you probably can gather, at least from our broadcast, that the JV team has done very well indeed, and you could probably gather that anyway as they win most every night. They lost only 2 games. The future looks bright for Rutland High, that's for sure. And this club, the JV club, coming off a season in which they went 18-2, 2 losses to Pittsfield, Mass. We don't have to worry about them. And the other loss to Essex. They split with Essex, however, during the regular season. So congratulations to Mark Benetatis and Jeff White, the 2 coaches on the Rutland JVs. The Rutland JVs over Mount Anthony tonight, 87-56, to wrap up the regular season at 18-2. Andy Rice is with us. Maybe we have a scoop here. Dan Laughlin, who is here, he's been the football coach at Mount Anthony for the past couple of years, rumored to not be back next year. At least apparently he resigned. Andy tells me that indeed he will be back, and he's looking forward to being back as coach of the Mount Anthony Patriots in football. So if indeed that happens, remember where you heard it first. Andy Rice and WSYB Sports. Andy, this is a big game, of course, for the Raiders. They wanted to sweep their final 3 games of the regular season. They won't be able to do that. 2 tough ball games. Tough to go back-to-back. They beat Springfield by a point. Lost a heartbreaker to South Burlington, in which South Burlington outscored them 14-2 in overtime. But they're playing a Patriot team that's struggled, will not be going to the postseason. 0-9 in league play, 4-15 overall. Patriots are missing a couple of people, as we mentioned, Matt Tripp and also Kyle Lasher. However, the Patriots gave the Raiders some problems down in Bennington. The Raiders won at 60-57.
Well, the Patriots...
This is the last regular season home game of tonight to bring out the whole crew of basketball. First we have junior, number 12, John Barber. Another number 21, Steve St. Peter. Another number 22, Ben Anderson. And now for tonight's starting line. First, we have a 6'1" senior, wearing number 14, Mike Severson, his parents, anything else we step forward? Kyle Burgess with his parents, perimeter out in the middle of the floor. You know who you are. Activity now.
Set to go, Rutland High and Mount Anthony. Well, when you talk about basketball in the state of Vermont, you have to talk about Mount Anthony. True, they'll be finishing out of the money for the second straight year, as the Patriots did not go to the postseason last year, will not go this year, but 5 straight Division I state championships before that, and that's a record that's unprecedented in the state of Vermont, and a whole bunch of other championships in years past, too. A great coach, Dave Fredrickson. He's been at the helm for a while, and even though he might have a team here the last couple of years that has had trouble putting up things in the win column, they still are fundamentally sound, which is, of course, the reflection of a great coach, and indeed he is, and the record speaks for itself. Dave Fredrickson and the Mount Anthony Patriots. I was going to say quickly, Andy, that a lot of teams have comparable records, 5, 6 losses. A lot of teams have an opportunity to win it all. Whoever plays the best, of course, is going to win it. Should be interesting when those seedings and pairings come out tomorrow. Kyle Bergquist will jump center with Lacasse at the beginning of the ball game. The Raiders won it in all senior lineup. They win the tap as Luke Barron trots into the forecourt for Rutland High. The Raiders going left to right as we look out here in the first half, and Mount Anthony right to left, and Agnes with it. Back to Barron, right sideline. To the free throw line to Bergquist. On the right now to Sievertson, back to Barron. On the left wing to Sin, head fakes. Goes to the left baseline to Sievertson, dribbles toward the sideline and goes to Barron now between the sideline and the key. On the left now to Sin, left baseline, dribbles down the baseline, and he lays it up and in. And the Raiders lead it 2-0. Actually, didn't quite go all the way to the bucket, pulled up and just shoveled it in. The Raiders have scored the first bucket of the night, and they lead it 2-0. Todd with it. Down low, he goes to Cross at the baseline, and we got a whistle and a foul against Rutland High. The foul is on Kyle Bergquist, and that is his first, and that is the first on the team.
Good trip down the court to start. Patient offensively, worked around, got the good shot.
Lacasse with it, right sideline. His three-point attempt is an air ball, and it goes out of bounds off Mike Sievertson, so Mount Anthony will control from the baseline. Raiders lead it in the early going, 2-0. The final regular season game of the year here at the Keep Gym. Ryan Lacasse puts the ball into play to Cross, right sideline. Feeds it down low, back to Lacasse to Todd. On the left now to Cutler, left sideline to Lamoureux. Down low to Cross, back to Lamoureux. Back out front to Cutler, up for 3. It's no good off the rim. And the rebound went to Sievertson, then Todd comes over and knocks it out of bounds. And it goes off Andy Todd, so the Raiders will control in the backcourt. Mount Anthony in the man-to-man as Luke Barron trots into the forecourt, picked up by Cutler, dribbles into the lane and stops. Sends it back out front, wanted to go to Bergquist, and Bergquist saved it at the sideline to Sievertson. Sievertson left sideline, sends it to Luke Barron. 2-0 Raiders in the early going. Barron to the top of the circle, to the left side of the lane, stop, shut off there out to Bergquist in the key. Kyle Bergquist on the right to Jeff Sin, on the left now to Luke Barron, down low to Sievertson in the lane. Turnaround is good, and the Raiders lead it 4-0. Mount Anthony in the man-to-man. To start it off here, we got a steal by Luke Barron. Barron drives all the way to the baseline. Head fakes, his fadeaway is no good, but we got a foul against Mount Anthony. And the foul is on Matt Cutler, his first. And that's the first on the team, a shooting foul. Luke Barron will be on the line for 2 shots for Rutland High.
A couple of good trips offensively for the Raiders. They worked the ball. They got their good shot, patient offensively. And then a steal right there by Barron. Good defense. Got the chance to open this game up 6-0.
And his shot is good, and the Raiders lead it 5-0. Raiders beat the Patriots by 3 early in the season. The earlier matchup down in Bennington. Luke Barron will get another. Luke Barron, a senior, 6'1", all-senior alignment to start things off. His second shot is no good, in and out. And the rebound goes to David Cross, 6-foot sophomore. Now with it is Cutler, a 5'9" senior. Raiders in the 2-3 zone. Mount Anthony in the man-to-man early defensively. Todd with it left sideline. Dribbles toward the middle, goes on the right to Lamro. Stutter steps to the lane, running left-hander. He is good, but it won't count. We got a whistle and a foul before the shot. And the foul is on Jimmy Anagnos, his first, and that is the second on the team. Mount Anthony will put the ball into play from the baseline. 5-0 Raiders, 6:06 remaining first quarter. Lamoureux getting set to put the ball into play. Loops it all the way out front, left sideline to Cutler. Cutler to the left corner to Lamoureux. Head fakes, back out to Cutler, left side of the circle. Dribbles to the key, pumps up the 17-footer, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound goes to Jimmy Anagnos. Outlet to Sin. Sin into the forecourt down the left sideline. Pulls it up, dribbles left to right, into the lane on the right now to Sievertson. Dribbles to the key and feeds it back out front to Luke Barron. Barron on the left to Sin. Sin dribbles once, and the 15-footer's no good. A rebound goes to Ryan Lacasse. Cass covers up and goes to Cutler. Ryan Lacasse is a junior. Remember him from football, of course. Cutler went to Lamoureux, back to Cutler to Lacasse underneath the cross. Has trouble finding the handle, finds it, and then lays it in. Anthony's on the board. The Raiders lead at 5-2. Luke Barron down the right sideline for Rutland High. Picked up by Cutler off the man-to-man. Barron dribbles to the right side of the lane on the bounce out to Berquist in the key. Berquist back to Sin, right side. Down low to Anagnos. His turnaround for the baseline is no good. Rebound Sievertson. Sievertson dribbles toward the left sideline and stops. Feeds it now to Jimmy Anagnos, left side of the lane. Anagnos dribbles into the lane, drives. His shot is blocked by Lacasse. Lacasse came down with it, goes to Lamoureux. Lamoureux in the forecourt to the key to the lane, try to lay it up, lost control. It goes out of bounds. It was knocked out of bounds by, I believe, Kyle Berquist. He stopped the Raiders, and Mount Anthony will control from the baseline with Darryl Lamoureux, a 5'8" senior. Lamoureux looking around, loops it out to Todd, top of the circle, left sideline to Cutler, left corner to Lamoureux, head fakes, dribbles around, and we got a turnover against Lamoureux. He palmed the basketball. So the Raiders will go on hoop in the backcourt.
Mount Anthony's had a couple of bad trips down the court offensively. They got the one basket right now by Cross. Nice play by Lacasse.
Barron into the lane. His short jumper's no good. Rebound is controlled by the Patriots' Matt Cutler. Cutler dribbles out of traffic, holds it up now, and he will trot it into the forecourt easily down the middle against the Raider 2-3 zone. Raiders up by 3, 5-2, 4:25 remaining first quarter. Cutler went to Lamoureux, got it back again, and goes to Todd, right baseline. His jumper's no good, but he was fouled.
I believe this will be on Sievertson.
It is on Mike Sievertson, and that is number 1. That is number 3 on the team. It is a shooting foul, or is it not? No, it was before the shot. Common foul, so Lamoureux put the ball into play. Lamoureux loops it all the way out front to Cutler, between the sideline and the middle. To the right corner to Lamoureux, up for 3, off the rim, no good. Rebound, and Anagnos outlet to Barron, starts the break. Sutter steps down the right sideline. Luke Barron stops the dribble out front to Sin, to the key to the line of the lane. Dumps it off now for Sievertson, and Sievertson lays it in. And the Raiders go up 7-2. That was a pretty play. Down the middle, Cutler against the 2-3 Raiders zone. 3:58 remaining first quarter. Cutler on the left goes to Todd, between the sideline and the key. Picked up by Barron off the zone. Now to Cross into the lane. Cross loses control, and Sin taps it to Barron as the Raiders steal. Barron throws it into the forecourt for Sievertson. Sievertson near the right sideline, between the sideline and the middle. Now to Sin to the free throw line. Forces the jumper. It's no good. He was fouled. And the foul is on Andy Todd, his first, and that is the second on the Patriots, and it is a shooting foul, so Jeff Sin will be at the line for 2.
Raiders playing the zone tonight. They've shown us some zone. Their base defense is man-to-man, but easy turnover for him. Mount Anthony forced the ball into the middle to Cross, and Cross went down low with it, and he went into right into like a little box between 4 Raiders, and Jeff Sin took it away and moved it up court.
Sin missed the first. He will get another. His second shot is no good. Missed them both. Rebound Ryan Lacasse. Outlet to Cutler. Cutler into the forecourt. Dribbles right to left out near the midcourt circle. Dribbles to the right. Goes left now to Lamoureux. To the left corner to Todd. Andy Todd picked up by Sievertson off the zone. Cross-court pass to Cutler. 18-footers. No good. Rebound to Sievertson. Sievertson now to Barron into the forecourt down the right sideline. Luke Barron dribbles into the lane, scoops it up. The shot blocked by Cutler. Cutler comes down with it. Matt Cutler for the Patriots into the forecourt. Pulls up, goes to Lacasse to the right baseline. 17-footer's no good. Rebound Todd, but Todd was pushing off. Foul on Andy Todd is second. That's the third on the team. Patriots wholesale changes now. Justin O'Brien checking in. Also checking in Tim Loy. Also checking in for the Patriots Mike Plant. And also checking in is Nathan Rowe. The only one staying in there is Lacasse. With it is Sin, left sideline for Rutland High. To the left baseline it goes to Jimmy and Agnes. Back out to Severson. Top of the circle now to Luke Barron. Barron on the bounce, left wing to Kyle Berquist. Berquist dribbles to the lane, dumps it underneath for Agnes. Lost control, it goes out of bounds. Mount Anthony will control in the backcourt. Mike Plant, by the way, who's in there, is the son of Al Plant, who for many years has been the JV boys basketball coach at Mount Anthony. Many years Bennington American Legion baseball coach, and he played on that 67 Bennington Catholic team. And he was the guy that had the basketball when Barry Keefe stole it. We got a steal by Barron, throws it into the forecourt for Sin, tried to save it and does to Berquist, back out to Severson. Great play by Barron and Sin. Sin gets the ball back, dribbles to the left side of the lane, and he has trouble with it. Finally, it's picked off by Loy, and with the basketball now is Justin O'Brien. O'Brien wanted to go back out to Loy. Steal by Barron. He goes the length of the court and lays it in. 9-2. The Raiders lead it by 7. Mount Anthony wants a timeout. So we got a timeout on the floor. 2:06 remaining first quarter. It's Rutland 9, Mount Anthony 2. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
Our service makes warm friends.
Jack Healey and Andy Rice at the Keefe Gym. 9-2. The Raiders lead it by 7. I was just talking about Al Plant. His son Mike is in there right now, and he, again, the JV basketball coach, assistant varsity coach. And of course, you always you remember Andy growing up in Rutland. The famous Keefe stole the ball. Stole it from Al Plant, Mike's dad. I'm sure everybody from Bennington that lives in Rutland now, or even listening to us tonight, wants me to bring that up. The Raiders, their last state championship. Steal Barron to Sin. Sin pulls up with a short jumper. It's no good. Rebound to Lacasse. And with it now is Tim Loy. Loy into the forecourt for the Patriots. Dribbles behind the back to the left side of the lane. Wanted to go into the corner to Justin O'Brien. The ball knocked out of bounds by the Raiders, and the Patriots will put the ball into play from the baseline. 1:49 remaining here in the first quarter, and the Raiders lead it by 7. And the pass comes in down low to Rowe. His turnaround is no good. Rebound controlled by the Raiders. Agnes rifles it for Severson. Severson falls down at the baseline. We get a whistle.
Foul's going to be on.
We do have a foul against Plant. The Patriots. It's on Mike Plant. And Severson will put the ball into play from the baseline for Rutland High. He loops it in for Agnes. He drives, lays it up and in. It's going to count. He got fouled. Jimmy and Agnes opportunity for a three-point play as the Raiders go up by a score of 11-2 with 1:37 remaining first quarter.
Justin O'Brien is going to be called for the foul there. Jimmy will be at the line for a three-point play. The Raiders look, I don't know if you noticed this or not,
That is
Jack.
the 5th on Mount Anthony, by the way.
They look relatively sharp tonight. They look like they're up for this ball game, and they're not taking it lightly by any means, even though Mount Anthony hasn't won a game in the league.
And Agnes hits the free throw to complete the three-point play, and the Raiders lead it 12-2. Pass comes into Rowe in the lane. A short jumper is good off the glass. 12-4. Rutland leads it by 8. Barron the other way, near the right sideline, picked up by Loy on the cut to Sin. Knocked away, goes back to Barron, halfway between the circles. Barron dribbles to the key to the line. Wanted to go to Agnes off him, goes right to Severson, and he lays it up no good, but he was fouled. I believe that's on Loy. That would be the 6th team fouled on the Patriots. It is on Tim Loy, his first, number 6 on the Patriots. It is a shooting foul. Severson will be at the line for 2. David Cross checks back in for Mount Anthony for Ryan Lacasse. So it's Cross, Loy, Plant, Rowe, and O'Brien for the Patriots. That original starting 5 for the Raiders, all seniors. The 5 Raiders seniors, Severson, Berquist, Sin, and Agnes, and Barron. Severson's first shot is good. He'll get another. Rutland 13, Mount Anthony 4.
I think right now it's a combination of the Raiders playing good defense and Mount Anthony trying to force the ball, I think, a little too much offensively.
Severson hits the second as well, and the Raiders lead it by 10, 14-4. And the Raiders knocked the ball out of bounds, but Mount Anthony will control left sideline in the forecourt with Plant. Gets it into Loy. Loy into the forecourt against the 2-3. Raiders zone. Loy to the left sideline, back to Mike Plant. He's a 5'9 junior. Picked up by Barron off the zone. Stops left side of the circle, back out to Lloyd near midcourt. 56 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Goes back on the left to Cross, back to Lloyd. Dribbles to the right side of the lane. Running right-handers, no good. Rebound. Severson has the ball knocked away. Goes from Rowe to Cross. On the right to Lloyd. Short jumper's good. Mount Anthony kept it alive and got the bucket from Loy. It's 14-6. Rutland leads it by 8. 34 seconds left first quarter. Jeff Sin with it on the right wing to Kyle Berquist. On the left to Luke Barron, halfway between the circles. Barron goes to the left sideline to Mike Severson. Severson now to Jimmy and Agnes, halfway between the circles. 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Now Luke Barron with it on the cut to Sin. Into the lane, then backs it up. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Barron with it. Back to Sin, left side of the circle. On the left to Mike Severson. Dribbles into the lane, loses control, and it's picked off by Rowe, but his pass picked off by Barron. 5 seconds left. Here now is Berquist, right side of the lane, short jumper, an air ball. Back up by Severson, no good as time expires, ending the first quarter. All Raiders in the first quarter after 1 are scored. Rutland 14, Mount Anthony 6. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
At their new location at 267 Lincoln Avenue behind Adelphia Cable with plenty of free parking.
Jack Healey back with Andy Rice. Our engineer tonight is Ken O'Leary. We played a quarter, and it's Rutland 14, Mount Anthony 6. I believe that starting 5 will come back in for Mount Anthony. They will. Todd, of course, except for, let's see, the only one that will stay in from that second unit that came in. Rowe is still in there. Todd is in with Lamoureux, Cutler, Lacasse, and Rowe. And the Raiders have changed up 5 for 5. Anderson, Bliss, St. Peter, Penny, and Barker have come in for the 5 seniors who started tonight. On Anthony's basketball, Lamoureux with it to the right sideline to Ryan Lacasse. Loops across court, wanted to go to Todd, picked off by Bliss, outlet to Penny. Penny into the forecourt, dribbles behind the back, down the middle, left side of the circle, left sideline now to Barker, now to St. Peter. And his 15-footer in and out and back in again. Rutland up by 10 again. The Raiders lead at 16-6. The other way, Cutler against the 2-3 zone to Lamoureux. Lamoureux dribbles into the lane, scoops up the left-hander and hits. Just ducked underneath and scooped it up and in. It's 16-8. Raiders by 8. Down the middle, Brian Penny. Picked up by Cutler off the man-to-man. Early going second quarter, right wing to St. Peter. Dribbles once, bumps up the 15-footer short. No good. Rebound, Todd. Todd dribbles up and goes to Cutler. Cutler into the forecourt for the Mount Anthony Patriots. Looks right. Sends it up top now to Rowe. His 15-footer's no good. A rebound goes to St. Peter, outlet to Barker. Barker into the forecourt down the right sideline for Rutland High. Out front to Penny. To the left baseline to Ben Anderson. He drives, and he lays it in. Up fake 3 times and then laid it in. Ben Anderson is in the book, and the Raiders lead at 18-8. With it now, Todd, right baseline, got a foul on Brent Bliss. Foul on Bliss is his first, and that is the 4th on the Raiders. Common foul as Mark Barassa checks in for Rutland High, and checking out is Stuart St. Peter. Ryan Lacasse gets set to put the ball into play for the Patriots, gets it into Rowe. Nathan Rowe to Lacasse, to Lamoureux underneath the bucket, and apparently dribbled on the baseline, out of bounds off Mount Anthony, and Rutland will control in the backcourt. Down the middle, Brian Penny. Picked up by Cutler off the man-to-man. St. Peter getting set to check back in for Rutland High. On the right wing, it goes to Mark Barassa. Barassa out front to Barker. Barker left side of the circle. On the cut to Bliss in the lane. Had it knocked away by Todd, but it goes right to Anderson. Drives baseline. Fade away from the baseline is no good. Anderson, the rebound, back up, no good. The rebound fought for, goes to Bliss. His shot deflected, comes down to Barassa. His shot is blocked, but we get a foul against Mount Anthony. And puts Mount Anthony over the limit anyway. It's a shooting foul.
That one's going to be on Lacasse.
It is on Ryan Lacasse. He's first. And Mount Anthony over the limit, and Barassa will be at the line for 2.
The second unit for the Raiders doing a nice job defensively, boxing out as well. The first time down the floor they got the steal from Bliss, and then this time, this past time,
Barraza hits the first as the Raiders lead at 19-8. Mark Barraza will get another.
they did a good job defensively boxing out and sealing off, not giving Mount Anthony the second chance.
Second shot by Barraza around the rim and in, and the Raiders now lead it by a score of 20-8 as St. Peter is in for Mark Barraza for Rutland High. 6:08 left first half here at the Keefe Gym. Into the forecourt, Darryl Lamoureux. Left sideline, it goes to Todd. Todd looking around, dribbles left to right. Wanted to go to Cutler, knocked away by Parker. Scramble for the basketball, picked off by Bliss, outlet to Pinney. Pinney into the forecourt, down the right sideline. Dribbles right to left, on the left of Barker between the sideline and the key. Parker dribbles left to right. Actually took one dribble and sends it out to Bliss. Left wing to Anderson. Anderson left side of the lane stops. Down low to St. Peter. His turnaround is good. Raiders rolling off to a 22-8 lead now with 5:30 remaining first half. On the right, Lamoureux with it. To the right corner, it's Lacasse up for three. Short, no good. Rebound, fought for. Barker tried to save it. It went right to Rowe. To Lacasse, back to Rowe. His shot blocked underneath by Bliss. And now with it is St. Peter into the forecourt. Great play by Brent Bliss. St. Peter cross court now to Barker. Right baseline. His short jumper's good. Rutland 24, Mount Anthony 8. 5 minutes left first half. Cutler with it against the 2-3 zone. Right sideline to Lacasse. Lacasse dribbles around. Sends it right back to Cutler off the bounce. Cutler near the right sideline. Dribbles toward the middle and stops. Looks right, goes left to Lamoureux. On the left now to Todd. Todd to the left side of the lane. To the left baseline to Rowe. Lost control. Got it back again. Back to Todd, left sideline. He loses to Pinney. Pinney behind the back and getting back to steal is Lacasse. Down court to Rowe. He drives and lays it up. No good. He was traveling. No question about that one. So the Raiders will control in the backcourt as Barraza checks in for Brent Bliss for Rutland High.
Mount Anthony definitely forcing things right there. They get the turnover. After they turn it over, they bring it right down, and they don't get the good shot, and they turn it right back over. This team's struggling right now.
With it is Barker left side, now to St. Peter. St. Peter fouled out front by, I believe, Lamoureux. It is on Darryl Lamoureux, and that is his first. Mount Anthony over the limit, and St. Peter at the line for a 1-and-1. Stu St. Peter, Mark Barraza, Ben Anderson, Brian Pinney, and John Barker, the alignment for Rutland High.
The Raiders right now are definitely doing all the things Coach Thompson wants them to do.
St. Peter misses the shot, and the rebound to Todd. Andy Todd, Matt Cutler, Darryl Lamoureux, Ryan Lacasse, and Nathan Rowe for the Patriots. Rowe with it down low, lays it up, no good. Rebound to Lacasse underneath, spins back up, no good. Blocked by St. Peter. We get a foul. And they do call the foul on Stuart St. Peter, his first. That is the fifth on the team. It is a shooting foul. Ryan Lacasse will be at the line for two. When Rowe took that original shot, it was an awkward shot. Spun around, sort of a reverse layup type of shot.
Yeah, it was almost like a reverse layup, like you mentioned. But Lacasse doing a good job offensively.
Lacasse hits the first. He'll get another as Rutland leads it 24-9.
On the boards, he did a nice job. Got the offensive rebound, took it up strong, and Stewart picked up his first foul tonight.
Second shot misses. Easy rebound to Ben Anderson. He goes to Brian Pinney. Coming down on 4 minutes left first half. The Raiders way out in front, 24-9. Barker down low to St. Peter. Has it between the sideline and the middle underneath to Anderson. And he lays it up and in. It's going to count. He got fouled. Ben Anderson opportunity for a three-point play. The foul is on Nathan Rowe, his first. As the Raiders lead at 26-9. A 17-point Rutland High lead.
Nice head fake by Ben. He got it down the low post where he wanted it. Went up strong. He head faked once, then went up strong. Laid it in nice and easy.
And Ben hits the free throw to complete the three-point play. And the Raiders lead at 27-9. And Plant comes back in with... Let's see, Loy is coming back in. Plant, Loy also back in is Cross for Mount Anthony, and also O'Brien, and Brian Burke is in. He's one guy that didn't play before. Burke is in for the Mount Anthony Patriots. Plant now to Loy. Underneath the cross, dribbles once. His shot blocked by St. Peter. St. Peter comes down with it. Starts the break down the middle. Loses the handle. Picked off by Mike Plant of Mount Anthony, and he goes to Tim Loy. Loy into the forecourt. Left sideline to Plant. Left corner now to O'Brien. To Cross. His shot blocked by Anderson. Comes down now to St. Peter. So St. Peter before Anderson this time, and Ben Anderson has it left side between the sideline and the middle. Down low to Barraza, drives baseline, lays it up, no good, he was fouled. Barraza will be at the line for 2 shots. I believe it's on Mike Plant, and that foul on Mike Plant is his second. Barraza at the line for 2. 3:23 left in the half, and the Raiders lead at 27-9. They have an 18-point lead.
The second unit for the Raiders is doing a nice job. Coach Thompson's got to be pleased with them. He wasn't pleased with them after the Springfield game, but then tonight they're certainly having a nice night so far.
Barraza misses the first. He will get another. Mark Barraza, a 5'11 junior.
Anderson's got 5 points off the bench tonight. Barraza's got a pair of free throws. St. Peter's got a couple baskets. So
second shot misses as well. Barraza missed them both. Easy rebound to Justin O'Brien. He goes to Loy, now to Plant, left side. He shovels it back out to O'Brien at the free throw line. Fires up, no good. Rebound to Pinney. Ryan Pinney for Rutland High into the forecourt down the middle. Picked up by Loy off the man-to-man to the left wing to Stuart St. Peter. Dribbles to the left side of the lane. Holds the basketball on the bounce right side to Pinney. Ryan Pinney down low to Mark Barraza. Dribbles once back out to Pinney. Goes to the right side of the lane. His 12-footer's no good. Rebound is controlled by the Patriots. Mike Plant. Outlet to Loy. 2:48 remaining first half. Loy controlling top of the circle on the right to Plant. Now down low to Cross at the right baseline. Back to Plant, right sideline. Back out front to Loy. Now it goes to Cross, left side of the lane. Shovels it underneath for O'Brien. His shot blocked by Anderson. Comes down to Burke. Back out to Plant. Up for 3. No good. Rebound off Anderson to Pinney. Pinney into the forecourt down the middle to the key. Left side of the circle. On the right to Anderson. To the right side of the lane. Short jumper, good off the glass. Rutland leads by 20. It's Rutland 29, Mount Anthony 9. 2:10 remaining here in the first half at the Keefe Gym. With it right sideline, it is Loy. Loy now goes to O'Brien at the free throw line. Back out to Burke, to Loy, to the right baseline. And he shovels it for O'Brien, lays it up, no good. Ben Anderson the rebound to Pinney. Mount Anthony scored just 9 points here in the first half. We have 1:50 left in the half. Pinney with it halfway between the circles. Goes on the left to Ben Anderson. Down low to Barraza, left baseline. Back out to Anderson. Pumps up the 15-footer, short. Rebound fought for it. It goes to Burke, and Burke is fouled. And that would put the Raiders over the limit. Brian Burke will be at the line for a 1-and-1.
St. Peter.
They do call it on St. Peter. His second as Brent Bliss checks in for Ben Anderson. What a job Ben did while he was in there.
Ben has a nice night so far. He's leading all Raiders scorers right now. He has 7 points, all in the second quarter.
I want to say again in the JV game tonight, Rutland 87, Mount Anthony 56. The Raider JVs wrapped up the season at 18-2. Congratulations to them. O'Brien short jumper, no good off the glass. Plant the rebound, right baseline, lays it up over the board, over the bucket. It came down to Pinney, or to Bliss rather. Bliss ahead now to Barker. John Barker in there along with Pinney and Bliss. St. Peter and Barraza. We have a steal by Loy. The Raiders try to get it into the middle. Loy loops it down underneath for Burke. Burke tried to save it at the baseline. He did as he knocked the ball off Bliss out of bounds. And the Patriots will control from the baseline with 1:11 remaining first half. Patriots have scored just 3 points here in the second quarter. With it is Cross left corner. Sends it back out now to Plant. Now to the left sideline to Burke, up for 3. Bang. Brian Burke with a 3-pointer, so he equals Mount Anthony's total in the quarter to this point with that one bucket. It's 29-12, Rutland. 54 seconds remaining first half. Bliss with it right side of the lane. Underneath to Barraza, and coming over to steal is Mike Plant. Plant goes to Loy. Loy dribbles up for Mount Anthony into the forecourt down the middle. On the right to Burke, right sideline. Dribbles to the lane, and he sends it out across at the right baseline. Double teamed off the zone to Plant, left sideline. Dribbles to the left side of the lane. Running right-handers, no good. We got an offensive foul on Plant.
It's his third.
And that's number 3 on Mike Plant, as Andy mentioned. The Raiders will have the basketball in the backcourt with 33 seconds left in the first half. St. Peter with it to Pinney. Some token Mount Anthony pressure, but the Raiders break it easily. Pinney to Barraza down low, and Barraza's fouled by Plant. I believe he's got 4 now. Matter of fact, I know he's got 4. I was going to say, I think it's on Plant. That would make it 4. It is on Plant. It does make it 4. 26 seconds left in the first half. Mark Barraza will be at the line for a 1-and-1. Well, they only got him for 3 on the board there. I'm sure he's got 4. Barraza's shot is off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound goes out of bounds. and it goes off Mount Anthony. The Raiders will control for the baseline. Andy Todd checks in for Mount Anthony for Mike Plant. They got him for 3 on the board. We get him for 4, though, and he does check out. Brent Bliss getting set to put the ball into play, gets it into Pinney, right sideline, lines up the 3 and hits. Rutland 32, Mount Anthony 12. 15 seconds left in the first half. Loy with it to cross in the lane, loses the handle, tied up by St. Peter. Jump ball situation, it will be Rutland's basketball with 10 seconds left in the half. Full court, Mount Anthony pressure, pass comes into Barker to Pinney. Back to Bliss into the forecourt, 6 seconds left. Bliss loses the handle, but he got fouled by Todd. I believe Todd now has 3 fouls, and Mount Anthony really getting into serious foul trouble now, and Bliss will be at the line for a 1-and-1 for Rutland High. 3 on Todd, or who'd they call that one on?
It is 3 on Todd, but Bliss, I think, is at the line for 3 shots. No?
Oh, 1-and-1.
He signaled 1-and-1, but
first shot is good. He'll get another. Well, he wasn't trying to shoot. Was he?
Yeah, but Patrica...
only said before the shot.
Yeah, okay.
33-12, the Raiders lead it. Second shot by Bliss is good, gets them both, and the Raiders lead it 34-12. With it in the forecourt from the right sideline, pumping up the 3 at the buzzer and hitting is Brian Burke. Burke hits the 3 from the right sideline for Mount Anthony at the buzzer, and that makes it 34-15 Raiders, and that's our score at halftime. At halftime, again, the Rutland High Red Raiders 34, the Mount Anthony Patriots 15. We'll be back with our halftime show after this 2-minute timeout.
Down year last year, Mount Anthony is just Vermont State basketball, in my opinion. They're the home, no question.
They are. I mean, when you think of basketball in the state of Vermont, you got to think of Mount Anthony. That's it.
And they're having a down year, but I would expect that he'll have his team come out, and he probably instructed him to play a little better defensively, obviously, because that's where the Raiders are having their way with them right now. They're just setting up when they want to and doing what they want to, and it's obvious. Coach Thompson, like I said, he must be pleased, no question. I think the Raiders are sharp tonight, and I think that's a credit to them because they had 2 tough ball games this week already. One against Springfield, they pulled out in the last second. One against South Burlington, they went to overtime and then eventually lost. And then to come out tonight and play as well as they are going into the playoffs is definitely a good sign.
Well, the Raiders lead it over Mount Anthony 34-15. We'll be back with second half action after the 60-second timeout. For the second half, the final half of the regular season in boys basketball, Mount Anthony will wrap up the season after tonight. The Raiders go on to the postseason. Of course, the Raiders making it to the championship game a year ago before being beaten by Brattleboro. First thing you want to do is do well, then you want to make the playoffs, then you want to get the highest seed possible. Then, of course, you want to get to the Final Four, then you want to get to the championship, and, of course, you want to win the championship, get over that final hurdle, and it's been a while for the Raiders since 1967. We alluded to that earlier. Mike Plant, who's the son of Al Plant, who played on the Bennington Catholic team in 1967, and the Raiders defeated Bennington Catholic for the state championship in 67. Mount Anthony's basketball going left to right here in the second half. The Raiders right to left as we're underway. Lamoureux with it, left side of the circle. He goes to Loy. Loy stutter steps to the free throw line, goes to Lacasse, left side of the lane. Lacasse into the lane, behind, between the legs, he goes to Loy. Loy drives, lays it up, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds. And it goes off the Raiders. Mount Anthony will control that. It went between the legs like a center snapping the football back to the quarterback when Lacasse threw that pass before. Todd with it between the sideline and the key. Left corner now to Lamoureux. Lamoureux between the sideline and the middle, backs it up to the sideline. Now goes to Todd. Todd across the key. Underneath, wanted to go to Lacasse, knocked out of bounds by Sievertson. Lacasse in there with Lamoureux to start things off here in the second half. Also in there is Todd. Also in there, Loy. One more we'll get to him in a moment as Lamoureux has the ball kicked out of bounds by Sin. The other player in there now for Mount Anthony is Nathan Rowe. So Nagnus, Berquist, Sievertson, Sin, and Barron, the starting 5, the 5 seniors for Rutland High right now. Lacasse down low to Rowe, drives baseline and lays it in. So Rutland lays it out 34-17, a 17-point Raider lead early going third quarter. Severson throws it into the forecourt, intended for Sin, knocked out of bounds by Todd. The Raiders will control from the left sideline in the forecourt. Sid Thompson started the 5 seniors tonight, and they're starting the second half as well. Their final regular season home game here at the Keep Gym. Barron going to work on Loy. Barron into the lane, loses control. It goes out of bounds. It was knocked out of bounds by Loy. So the Raiders will control from the baseline.
Well, so far, Mount Anthony showing more patience offensively than they did in the first half, just in that first possession of the ball.
Severson loops it out now to Barron into the lane. His short jumper is good. It's going to count, and he got fouled. Luke Barron opportunity for a 3-point play as the Raiders now lead at 36-17. And who'd they call that foul on?
Loy.
It is on Loy, number 3, and that is the first on the team. Shot by Barron is good. It rattles home to complete the 3-point play. It's Rutland 37, Mount Anthony 17. Todd with it into the forecourt, breaks the token of Raider pressure. Todd goes now to Rowe, short baseline jumper around the rim and in. Rutland 37, Mount Anthony 19. Mount Anthony in the man-to-man. The Raiders have used the 2-3 zone throughout. Severson into the forecourt. Severson left to right. On the right now to Berquist to the right baseline. Fadeaway is around the rim, no good. Rebound from Todd to Rowe, or to Lacasse. Back to Todd. Todd into the forecourt. Todd between the sideline and the middle now to Loy, halfway between the circles. Left sideline to Ryan Lacasse. Dribbles twice, back out to Loy, top of the circle. On the right sideline to Lamoureux. Lamoureux into the lane, is fade away around the rim and in. Wild shot, but he got the roll. Darryl Lamoureux is Rutland 37, Mount Anthony 21. Jimmy Agnes throws it for Barron. Barron to the right side of the lane to Berquist in the lane. Short jumper, no good. Rebound to Rowe. He's fouled by Luke Barron. Foul on Luke Barron is first, and that's the first on the team. Stuart St. Peter checks into the ball game for Rutland High for Kyle Berquist. Lacasse getting set to put the ball into play, gets it into Loy, double team to the backcourt, back to Lacasse, some full court pressure by the Raiders, up to Rowe. Rowe fires into the forecourt for Lamoureux as they break it. Now Todd with it into the lane, back to the right sideline to Lamoureux, up for 3, bang. Rutland leads it by 13 now. It's the Raiders 37, Mount Anthony 24. Little Mount Anthony run at the beginning of the second half. St. Peter with it in the lane. 12-footers good. Raiders by 15. Rutland 39, Mount Anthony 24. 5:30 remaining third quarter. We got a steal by Barron, knocks it to Sin. Left side of the lane. Short jumper in and out off the glass. Rebound Lacasse. Throws it into the forecourt for Lamoureux. He's by himself. He lays it up and in. Rutland 39, Mount Anthony 26. The other way, Luke Barron chased by Loy off the man-to-man. Barron dribbles behind the back, dribbles across the key on the left to Severson, near the left sideline. Back to St. Peter, his 15-footer swish. Rutland 41, Mount Anthony 26, less than 5 minutes remaining third quarter. Loy is double teamed in the backcourt, goes to Lacasse, picked up by Anagnos off the zone, full court pressure. Back to Loy, breaks the pressure, into the forecourt. On the left to Lamoureux, his short jumper off the glass, no good. Rebound Severson. Outlet to Sin. Sin dribbles into the forecourt, behind the back on Todd, top of the circle. Now stops on the right to St. Peter, dribbles once, his 12-footer's no good. Rebound Anagnos to the baseline, back up and good. Nice move by Jimmy Anagnos. Rutland 43, Mount Anthony 26, 4:25 remaining third quarter. Lacasse with it, throws into the forecourt for Lamoureux to Rowe, right sideline. Nathan Rowe looks around, dribbles once, sends it down to Lamoureux on the left to Loy. Loy out near the mid-court circle, on the bounce now to Rowe in the lane, 14-footer no good. Rebound tap to Anagnos. Throws it into the forecourt for Jeff Sin. Sin pulls up for the jumper, it's off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Lacasse. Lacasse into the forecourt down the right sideline. Lacasse to the right baseline, he's fouled by Severson. Before the shot, Lacasse really never got the shot away he did, but well after the whistle. That fouled on Severson is second, and that is the second on the team.
Well, Mount Anthony's definitely picked up the intensity. It's very obvious by the way they're playing right now.
Lamoureux loops it into Loy, right sideline. To the right corner to Lamoureux. Goes toward the middle, spins into the lane. Stolen away by Sin. Down court on the bounce to Barron. He beats the pack and lays it in left-handed. Raiders lead at 45-26, 3:40 remaining third quarter. Todd with it in the backcourt to Lacasse, throws into the forecourt for Lamoureux. Lamoureux dribbles left to right. On the bounce left sideline to Loy. Loy looks at the bucket, picked up by Anagnos off the zone. Now to Todd, ducks underneath, lays it up, no good. Rebound St. Peter. Ball knocked away by Todd to Rowe, but we've got a foul on Todd, I believe. No, it's going to be on Rowe. It is on Nathan Rowe, his second. That's the second on the team. Raiders will control in the backcourt as Mike Plant checks in for Mount Anthony. Also checking in for Mount Anthony, Matt Cutler. Checking out now is Andy Todd, and also checking out is Tim Loy.
Well, in your opinion, Jack, it's obvious Mount Anthony's definitely picked up their play, and I think they're playing a little better, and it shows so far.
I think it's good for the Raiders because you could really get fall asleep, so to speak, and get some false security. So Mount Anthony putting up the pressure a little bit is good for the Raiders going into the playoffs, I think. Severson with it to the right sideline to Sin. Those once head fakes, sends it out to the key now to Severson. His 15-footer's good. Rutland goes up by 21. The Raiders lead at 47-26. 3 minutes remaining third quarter. The Raiders have increased their lead by 2 since halftime, despite the increased intensity now by Mount Anthony. Lamoureux wanted to go to Rowe, by him out to Cutler, right corner. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Severson. Severson loops it down court. Wanted to go to Anagnos, picked off by Lacasse. Lacasse dribbles back the other way. Throws it into the forecourt for Plant, right sideline on the forecourt. Plant sends it out to Cutler now. Cutler to the top of the circle, stops. On the right, back to Plant, back to Cutler. The three is no good. Rebound to Plant, right baseline. Back out front now to Lamoureux. Lamoureux top of the circle underneath the row. He lays it in. Rutland 47, Mount Anthony 28. 2:17 remaining third quarter. Severson into the forecourt. Severson on the left wing to St. Peter, up for three. No good. Rebound. Sin fadeaway is no good. Hit the side of the board. Rebound to Anagnos in the lane. His jumper's good. Rutland up by 21 again, 49-28. Here's Lamoureux running left-hander, no good off the glass. Tap by Lacasse, no good. Rebound St. Peter. Outlet to Barron. Barron roars to the lane, wanted to go to Anagnos, picked off by Plant, saves it to Cutler. Nice play by Mike Plant. Cutler on the bounce to Lamoureux, wanted to go to Rowe, knocked out of bounds by Severson. Ben Anderson, Brian Finney, John Barker, Mark Barassa, and Brent Bliss. 5 for 5. They all check in for Rutland High. Crosses in for Mount Anthony for Ryan Lacasse.
Well, the seniors getting a big hand, doing a nice job here in their last regular season home game, including Stuart St. Peter. I don't want to leave him out there.
Down low, it's Rowe, and he lays it in. Got the pass down low and laid it in easily. It's Rutland by 19. The Raiders lead at 49-30. A minute 30 remaining third quarter. On the left, Bliss with it. Takes the 12-footer. It's no good. A rebound. Anderson back up and good. It's going to count, and he got fouled. He liked that one. Ben Anderson, opportunity for a three-point play. The Raiders lead at 51-30 as Justin O'Brien checks in for Mount Anthony for Daryl Lamoureux. The foul is on
Nathan Rowe.
Rowe again, his third, and that is the third on the team.
He's had a decent night for Mount Anthony so far. He's had 8 points here in the third quarter coming off the bench, and he's got 10 total.
Ben Anderson rattles the free throw home to complete the three-point play. The Raiders lead at 52-30. Plant to the right corner to Cutler. Cutler dribbles into the lane. A shot blocked by Anderson. Saved at the sideline by Barker to Bliss. No, Barker didn't save it. He was out of bounds. So it'll be Mount Anthony's basketball. Mount Anthony going with Plant, Rowe, O'Brien, Cross, and Cutler. With it now is Cutler halfway between the circles. Goes to the right sideline to Plant, down low to Rowe, and Rowe is fouled by Ben Anderson. The foul on Ben Anderson is his first, and that is the third on the team. 1:08 left third quarter. Rutland up by 22. The Raiders lead at 52-30. O'Brien getting set to put the ball into play. Gets it into Rowe, right sideline, out to Plant. Looks to the bucket. Back to the right corner to O'Brien. Down low to Rowe. Right baseline shot. Blocked out of bounds by Anderson. We got a foul on Ben Anderson. And Nathan Rowe will be at the line for two. Ben Anderson with a couple of quick fouls. He's now got 2. That's 4 on the team.
Good aggressive play by Ben. Definitely a foul, though. Nathan Rowe's going to go to the line for 2. He's had a big night blocking shots here tonight. He's had a couple in the first half. He had one just a second ago, and then going for another one right there. So he's being aggressive underneath tonight.
Nathan Rowe, a 6'1". Nathan Rowe's only a freshman. He missed the first. He'll get another.
That's impressive. Definitely Coach Fredrickson coming out after the half and starting a freshman. He's their leading scorer right now.
And he hits the second. He gets 1 out of 2. It's Rutland 52, Mount Anthony 31. 55 seconds remaining third quarter. Nathan Rowe just a freshman. We saw a freshman the other night playing for South Burlington. Barker with it right side of the circle. Out top of the circle now to Brent Bliss. On the left to Anderson. Down the baseline. Lays it up and in. It's going to count. And he got fouled. Ben Anderson again. Another opportunity for a three-point play. The fouls on Cutler is second, fourth on the team. Rutland 54, Mount Anthony 31. Into the ball game is Brian Burke for Mount Anthony. Hit 2 3-pointers, including one at the buzzer back in the second quarter. He's in for Matt Cutler. Ben Anderson at the line. Opportunity. Put a capping on that three-point play.
Well, Ben's leading all scorers right now. He's got 12 points. He's 1 up right now on Nathan Rowe.
Shot by Anderson is no good off the back of the rim. We got a whistle, though. And a foul on Rowe in the rebounding action. He pushed off. And that's 4 on Nathan Rowe, the freshman.
Right the second time.
That's 5 team fouls on Mount Anthony. Yeah, 4 on Rowe, 5 on the team. Lacasse is in for Rowe now. So the Raiders will put the ball into play for the baseline with Brent Bliss. Gets it in left sideline to Ben Anderson. Down low, wanted to go to Barassa, knocked away, but it goes right back to Anderson down the baseline. Double pumps, lays it up, no good. Rebound is controlled by O'Brien. O'Brien outlet now to Burke. Burke into the forecourt. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Burke goes down the lane, lays it up, no good. Rebound, cross back up and in. Just climbed over the front of the rim and dropped through. 21 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Raiders lead it by 20. It's Rutland 54, Mount Anthony 34. With it is John Barker for the Raiders, halfway between the circles. Out of Bliss. Now he wanted to go to Anderson, picked off by Lacasse. He sends it for cross, back to Lacasse, right baseline. His jumper's no good. Rebound goes to Barassa. Barassa down the middle, and he loses control as he tried to go toward the bucket as time expires, ending the third quarter, but Barassa will be at the line, I believe, for 2, and while he does that, well, we'll wait for the 2 fouls.
It's going to be on Plant.
It is on Plant. That indeed now is 4 on Plant. Barassa at the line for 2. That was the 16th foul on Mount Anthony. Time has expired, ending the third quarter, but we'll wait here. Barassa gets the first. Puts the Raiders up 55-33. We'll wait for the official score at the end of 3 before we take the break.
All of Mark's points have come from the line tonight.
Second shot misses, so we play 3. It's Rutland 55, Mount Anthony 33. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
This message brought to you by the American Red Cross and the Ad Council.
Okay, we're set for the fourth quarter. Pass comes into Penny, and he lays it in. Right off the inbounds play. I believe that was Bliss that threw it in. Raiders basketball at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and the Raiders lead at 57-33 now. We're underway in the fourth quarter. Right wing with it is O'Brien for Mount Anthony. O'Brien with the 3. It's no good, short. Rebound to Burke at the free throw line. Pumps it up, no good. Rebound Anderson now to Burke, Barker rather. John Barker with it right sideline. Cross court now to Penny. Penny left to right into the lane. Now to Anderson, and he lays it up and in. Anderson went right down the baseline and laid it in. Rutland's opened up a 59-33 lead. Early going, fourth quarter, 7:20 remaining in the ball game. And it is O'Brien to cross to Lacasse, and he lays it up, no good. Rebound, Bliss, but we got a foul on Cross, I believe. It's on Lacasse. Check it. Ryan Lacasse on the foul is second. I believe Mount Anthony's over the limit now as Kyle Berquist checks in for Rutland 4. Who's he coming in for? Well, he was going to come in for Bliss, but Bliss has got to stay in. Now Berquist comes back out. Bliss has got to stay in because he's going to take the free throws on Anthony over the limit. The Raiders outscored the Patriots in the third quarter, by the way, 21-18. They now lead the ball game 59-33. Bliss at the line for a 1-and-1. His shot is good. As the Raiders go up 60-33, Bliss will get another. Then after he shoots the free throw, he'll come out, and Berquist will check in for him. Second shot is good. Brent Bliss with a pair. Now Berquist checks in. Bliss is out. Rutland leads it 61-33. 7:13 left in the ball game. Ryan Lacasse in with Brian Burke, Mike Plant, John Justin O'Brien and David Cross right now for Mount Anthony. And with it left side and setting up the long three and hitting is Plant. Mike Plant with a three-pointer from the left side. And the Raiders lead at 61-36. Brian Pinney with it near the left sideline. Out front now to Barassa near the midcourt circle. Back on the left wing to Anderson. Wanted to go to Pinney. Picked off by Burke, but his pass picked off by Anderson. He drives and lays it up. No good. Rebound back to Anderson, but we're going to whistle and a foul. And it's on Anderson. He went up over the top. Ben Anderson on the foul, his third. That is the fifth on the team. The Raiders are going with John Barker, Ben Anderson, Brian Pinney, Mark Barassa, and Kyle Berquist. Raiders lead at 61-36 with 6:36 left in the ball game. On the right sideline is O'Brien. Justin O'Brien down low to LeCasse. Dribbles once, lays it up. No good. Left-handed. Anderson the rebound. Anderson on the outlet to Pinney. Pinney into the forecourt on the bounce to Barassa in the lane. Pulls up for the short jumper around the rim and in. Loveland 63, Mount Anthony 36. Into the forecourt Plant. Near the right sideline. On the bounce, it goes to Burke. Top of the circle, he stops. On the left now, he goes to O'Brien. To the left baseline to Cross, drives baseline, ducks underneath. Wanted to go to Plant, ball deflected out of bounds by Brian Pinney, so the Patriots will put the ball into play from the right sideline. Gets it into play to Burke. Burke wanted to go back to LeCasse, saves it at the corner, no, couldn't do it. Goes out of bounds off Mount Anthony, and the Raiders will control in the backcourt.
The Raiders right now are definitely in control. They've been in control from the start, and even though Mount Anthony's picked up their play, like you mentioned, the Raiders are still outscoring them right now, and they still have definite solid control of the game so far.
Whether it is Barassa on the left to Anderson, down low to Pinney, left baseline. His fadeaway is good. And Pinney was double-teamed, got the bucket anyway. Loveland 65, Mount Anthony 36, 5:38 left in the ball game. 29-point Raider lead. With it is Plant way out front between the sideline and the middle. Goes to Burke to the top of the circle. Backs it up now against the 2-3 zone. Back on the left to Plant. Plant looking at the bucket. Plant to the left baseline to Cross. Drives baseline. Lays it up. Blocked by Anderson. Comes down to Barker. Barker into the forecourt. Barker loops it left side for Pinney. Wanted to go to Barassa off him. Picked off by Cross. Cross now goes to Burke. Burke roars to the key to the line of the lane. Running right-hander. No good. Burke gets his own rebound and gets it back up and good off the glass. It was a wild shot. He ended up getting the rebound and getting the bucket anyway. Rutland up by a score of 65-38. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Anderson underneath wanted to go to Burke. Was knocked away and picked off by O'Brien to Burke. Brian Burke down the middle for Mount Anthony. On the right back to Justin O'Brien. Down low to Cross at the baseline. His shot is deflected by Anderson, then went off the rim. Rebound out to Plant and hits on the 15-footer. I think Anderson got a piece of that shot originally. Plant, of course, got the rebound, or it was tapped out to him, and he got the bucket. 65-40 Raiders, and Berquist drives and lays it in. The Raiders are up 67-40.
I was just going to mention Berquist was the only Raider tonight without a point.
He's in the book now, and his final game is a regular season senior. Shot no good by Mount Anthony. Rebound to LeCasse, back up no good. The original shot was Burke, and the rebound comes down now to Barker. Barker into the forecourt. On the right now to Ben Anderson. Now to Berquist, right side of the lane. Almost tied up. Has control. Goes to Anderson, and Anderson lost it out of bounds. But he lost it off either LeCasse or Cross. So the Raiders will control from the baseline. As Brian Pinney checks out, Bliss is back in for the Raiders out. O'Brien and LeCasse for the Patriots in. Rowe and Todd. Pass comes into Anderson, down low to Berquist. His turnaround is deflected, but we got a foul on Rowe, I believe.
He's all done.
If it is Rowe, he's out of the ball game, and he just checked in about 2 seconds ago. He's fouled out of the ball game. The 6'1 freshman Nathan Rowe is fouled out. Berquist will be at the line for 2. Rutland up by 27. Rutland 67, Mount Anthony 40. 3:50 left in the ball game. Well, LeCasse checks back in for Mount Anthony as Nathan Rowe is fouled out.
Give the guy a hand, though. He definitely deserves it. He had 11 points tonight for Mount Anthony, all off the. He was off the bench, obviously, and 9 of the 11 came in the third quarter.
Kyle Berquist hits the first. He'll get another as the Raiders lead at 68-40. Second shot for Kyle Berquist is up. No good. And the rebound to Mike Plant. Plant dribbles up now for Mount Anthony into the forecourt. 3:44 left of the ball game. Burke with it, right sideline, back to Plant between the sideline and the middle, back to Burke. Burke looking around, covered by Barassa off the zone. Back out to Plant, back to Burke. Stutter steps to the right side of the lane, double team. Wanted to go to Lacasse, knocked away, picked off by Bliss. Down court to Barker. Barker left side, stops, looks around, looking inside, goes to Anderson left baseline. And Anderson on the right to Barassa. Short jumper switch. Rutland 70, Mount Anthony 40. The Raiders lead it by 30. Hard to believe that they only won over Mount Anthony by 3 down in Bennington, the way they're dominating tonight. Plant to the left baseline to cross, down the baseline, he stops. Wanted to go out front, the ball picked off by Barker. He stops in the lane, and his little jumper is deflected. The rebound came down to Lacasse, and we got a foul. Barker should have probably taken that one all the way to the hoop, but he pulled up in the lane.
This is on Anderson.
It is on Ben Anderson on the foul. 4th on Ben. 6 on the team. We'll be going to the line for both teams from here on in. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. Raiders are up 70-40, a 30-point Rutland High lead. With it is Lacasse right sideline. Lacasse comes cross court to Plant near the left sideline. Fires up to 3 and drills it. Plant with a 3-pointer. Rutland 70, Mount Anthony 43. 2:36 left in the ball game. Barker with it in the backcourt, picked up by Todd. Now to Barassa. Barassa on the bounce into the forecourt to Benny Anderson on the cut. To Bliss, his jumper in the lane is good off the glass, and he was fouled, and it's going to count. And he has an opportunity for a 3-point play. He was fouled by Todd. And that's 4 on Todd. The Raiders lead at 72-43. Brent Bliss opportunity for a 3-point play. 2:27 left in the ball game. Tomorrow night, quarterfinal hockey Division II, MSJ and North Country.
Lane violation on the Raiders.
Yep, they do have a lane violation on the Raiders, so Bliss never does have an opportunity for the 3-point play. I think Barassa, what did he do? Walk across the...
Well, he started down in the lane, and then as soon as Bliss got the ball, he came outside the lane.
Alrighty. On Anthony's basketball, Plant with it, out to Burke, on the bounce to Todd, into the lane, feeds it out across right baseline. From the baseline, his jumper's good. Rutland 72, Mount Anthony 45. 2:07 left in the ball game. Burke was with it halfway between the circles on the right to John Barker near the right sideline. Dribbles once on the left wing to Bliss, to the left baseline to Berquist. His 12-footer's no good. Rebound tapped around, and we got a foul on Kyle Berquist, I believe. And the foul on Kyle Berquist is his second, team over the limit. And a Mount Anthony Patriot will be going to the line. Just for the benefit of our engineer, Ken O'Leary, we'll take a 60-second break at the end of the ball game. Then we'll come back and do the wrap-up and the scoring, and then we'll take the timeout for our J.P. Carrera and Sons MVP show. We'll take a 60-second break at the end of the game, and then, of course, a little later, our 30-second break for J.P. Carrera and Sons. At the line is Cross for a 1-and-1, and he hits the first. He'll get another. Cross is a sophomore. Rowe is a freshman, and... well, they got some future. Mount Anthony will be back, I'm sure. 72-46, the Raiders lead it. Second shot misses. Rebound, Todd in the lane. Todd dribbles back out. Goes to Burke, now to Lacasse, right sideline. His 3-point attempt is no good. We'll get a foul in the rebounding action. Let's see. Cross is a sophomore, as we mentioned. Rowe is sophomore. Rowe's a freshman, rather. Todd is a sophomore. Lacasse is a junior, so this team won't be too bad next year.
Todd just fouled out.
Yeah, it was on Todd, his 5th. 5'10 sophomore, as we just mentioned. He's fouled out. Rowe's already fouled out. Into the ball game is Tim Loy. And Brent Bliss is at the line for a 1-and-1 for Rutland High. Shot is no good. A rebound to Lacasse to Loy. Minute 46 left in the ball game. The Raiders lead at 72-46. Then Burke now to Plant. Plant fires up the 3 and hits. He's got 3 3-pointers, I believe. Mike Plant.
It's all in the fourth quarter.
72-49. The Raiders lead it with a minute 30 left in the ball game. We got a foul on Burke. And Bliss will be out the line for a 1-and-1. See the underclassmen. Lacasse will be back. He's a junior. Cross is a sophomore. He'll be back. Todd, a sophomore. He'll be back. Loy is a junior. Burke is a junior. Plant is a junior. Shot by Bliss is no good. Rebound goes to Lacasse. Lacasse dribbles into the forecourt. Rowe is a freshman, as we mentioned. With it now is Burke to the right side of the lane. Underneath the cross, and he lays it in. Nice play. Raiders lead at 72-51, a minute 12 left in the ball game. The Raiders are going to win their third straight Marble Valley League title, actually second straight Marble Valley League title. They won the SBL title 2 years ago. Anderson with a short baseline jumper, he hits, and the Raiders go up 74-51. Third straight league championship for the Raiders. They'll win the Marble Valley League outright. Burke's shot is an air ball, comes down to Barassa. 50 seconds left in the ball game. And the Raiders will wrap up the regular season at 14-6. And a pretty decent seed in the seedings and pairings to be announced tomorrow. Barker at the right baseline. His pass picked off by Cross. Cross throws it into the forecourt for Burke. Down the left baseline. Pulls up with the jumper, hit the side of the board. No good. Rebound Lacasse. Brings it out to three-point land. Fires it up and hits. On Anthony heating up from three-point land here in the fourth quarter. Too little too late. But Lacasse hits that one. Rutland 74. Mount Anthony 54. Steal by Burke, and he lays it in. He took it away from Barassa. Raiders lead at 74-56. 17 seconds left of the ball game. Barker into the forecourt to Berquist, out to Bliss. 12 seconds left. Back to Berquist on the right. To the right sideline to Barker. Up for three. Bang! John Barker from the right side, a three-pointer. 2 seconds left. Here's Lacasse from midcourt. Shot no good as time expires, ending the ball game. And off the three-pointer by Barker, the Raiders win it by a score of 77-56. Three-pointer by Barker made the final score what it was, as he gets the 77th point for the Raiders. What a way to end the ball game for Rutland High. The very popular John Barker hitting the three-pointer, a 6'1 junior. That's your final. Rutland 77, Mount Anthony 56, and the Raiders win the Marble Valley League A Division title outright. They wrap up the regular season at 14-6. They wrap up the league season at 9-1. The Patriots lost them all in the league. They wrap up at 0-10 in the league, 4-16 overall. Again, that's your final. Rutland High 77, Mount Anthony 56, and we'll be back to wrap it up after the 60-second timeout.